find ourselves again in Bereishit, a new cycle of Torah learning. And we know how the Torah begins, Bereishit, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But Rashi gives a slightly different explanation. Rashi says the letter bet in the word Bereishit can also mean for the sake of. Bereishit, for the sake of Reishit, God created the heavens and the earth. Rashi goes on to explain that Bereishit refers to both the nation of Israel, the Jewish people, and secondly, the Holy Torah. In other words, Bereishit, for the purpose of the Jewish nation studying Torah, God created the world. This is alluded to only verses later in the narrative which explains that day 1 and was day 2. When it gets to the last day of creation, it says it was Yom HaShishi, the 6th day. And our rabbis tell us that this is referring to the 6th day that was going to come later in history, the 6th of Sivan, when God would appear on Mount Sinai and give the Jewish people His holy Torah. And it would be at that time, on the 6th, Yom HaShishi, that the whole purpose of creation would be realized by Hashem bringing down His holy Torah to the world. The whole purpose of creation was then realized. The Zohar tells us something fascinating, that the world only continues to exist because of the study of Torah. And were Torah not to be studied for a single moment, the world would cease to exist. Let us take this opportunity at the beginning of the new cycle to commit ourselves to the study of Torah, to take on an additional shiur, an additional learning. There's never been a time where Torah has been more accessible to us, be it in the form of English books that are so readily available, or articles on the internet, or shiurim taking place on Zoom today. It is so accessible to reach out, to engross oneself in Torah learning. Let's commit from this Bereishit onwards to take on additional learning and to see the merit that we have as the nation chosen to study God's Torah, and in so doing to connect with the divine. Wishing you and yours a wonderful Shabbos.